Welcome back to my lovely HP community and the 5D Collective. So, as we were discussing a lovely thread to your vessel, and as an empowered feminine, I chose to let you all in on a fun fact how amazing it is to being the empowered feminine and so open to being yourself and the 5D mystic spiritual self help mindful living and loving way. So, as a mentor, podcast host, content creator, and human being who knows all about the inner and outer well being, also thanks to attachment trauma educators, I have a bunch of different ways I'm going to bring to you what is not only food for thought, channeled guidance, as always, integrating it all. But also some stories to have fun. So, first, if you didn't tune into the other one, let me share with you. The thread to your vessel is your heart, a heart that is open to the truth of you as yourself whole and as part of all that is. You cannot build a truly loving relationship, like you cannot be truly vulnerable or in a vulnerability state with anyone, by the way, yourself included, if you can't speak your heart's truth because of fear of rejection, abandonment, injustice, betrayal, humiliation, and or shame. All wounds and or charges that are healable with good therapists, and then you come to be yourself because you're taking ownership. Bilateral integration, vertical, all integration, and you now have a whole brain, mind, and a whole body, and you're in that somatic harmony, mind and body harmony, and a whole self. So you need a whole self so that you can own the sense of self. And your internal self then is not something that goes through a process of I'm going to be impacted by my relational self when we're with other people. Okay, you maintain a differentiated self is what it's called. That's why the empowered feminine here doesn't have a broken anything, because my empowered inner self maintained itself even in the presence of other when I'm in my relational self group. So my first herd as a child, you have a first herd, then you get adolescent, you got a second herd, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you also, by the way, can't build from a place of authenticity, love, and truth if your mind, your heart, and your body and yourself harbor resentment, suffering narratives. If you use blame, fault, revenge, envy, jealousy, spite, and heartbroken emotional charges as part of your fuel. That is not only a shame cycle, inner critic, outer critic, drugs, drinking, fucking, da da da, and then isolating, it's also an active unresolved childhood pattern of unfortunate trauma. So, okay, we got adaptive child part people all over the place, facades, and maladaptive. They are not Lucifer. Nobody is, not even 5D mystics. So, again, remember, 4D, they use ancient textbooks. So do 3D, and they are unappreciative of the melting pots that the intelligent, mentally, emotionally, physically speaking, empowered masculines and feminine bring to the table. And at IHP, it's all smart people. 5D Collective involves Christ consciousness, which involves Christ and Holy Spirit and God. And we know what it means to maintain the integrity of a heart body, belly body, mental, emotional, energetic, all of it. Purusha Prakriti, pure consciousness. That's why Akash is also here, unconditional love, pure energy, Prakriti, that whole 3-year-old. And we are one big ball of energy and using it all together. So no one of our spirituality ancestors is going to be left behind, but we also don't bring them forth as if they're still in that Stone Age stuff. Okay, so the people who are broken and are not healing, well, they're just fooling themselves when they think they're building something authentic, but they're also fooling others, but determined would say that they don't have free will. And the lovely good therapist would also say their body's trying to get them there and their brain healed, but it takes time and it's really scary, so we don't have anything but the laws to look for. And then if they're open, the good therapists are telling them, hey, we're here to help you. So they are fooling themselves and others, and we don't fool anyone. Okay, so you want to build truly loving relationships and an authentic life from your heart, and that's why you want to build from your heart the thread of your own vessel, the thread to your vessel. Excuse me. So the mind, the heart is that thread, and I've been using these lovely cards right here. I don't show the body because unfortunately, you know how even though I talk to adults and I can curse, I have been cursing, still YouTube is trying to maintain that level of, it is what it is. So I find it ridiculous, but I understand it at the same time. And as long as we're having good conversations, that's what we can care about, right? So we want to have good conversations and get those women, men, and theys that are younger and growing up to know that we do know, those of us who are empowered feminines and masculines, what true love is, and that nobody needs a shield once you learn how to be in your state of safety, the social engagement system, because you become a true badass, a true empowered masculine feminine. Self-empowered means you own yourself. And you stand in equanimity when people say, "Excuse me, am I not decent enough to be saluted?" And you laugh inside because really it's a poor child who doesn't go to therapy, and that's it. It's Cusco and Pacha. So you become Pacha, and that's why also the embodied, empowered feminine, she don't lose the passion of anything. No, we are full on board with what romance is, and you all will maybe hear a little bit about that one after, because love is in the air. Na 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 na. Okay, maybe it depends. Are you going to? Hello, I know who you are. No, I don't, but I do know. So again, you don't want to fool yourself. Learn to speak from your heart without being afraid to be yourself, and to navigate the thread to your vessel mindfully, spiritually. So first, therapy for those who need that, and then you get to do what I just said by using an inner growth mindset, mindfulness, and mindset approaches, because they enable you to stay open to your heart, mind, body, self, and soul, for those of you who are spiritual, with the unconditional love that heals all, that is felt at the depths of your core as part of you, and that is a loving sacred force, which is that restorative embodiment that I learned about from all my somatic therapist courses and attachment trauma courses, and that's your birthright. I have it already. In fact, you will also, again, stay open to feeling and participating to that enveloping sacred force of love that will not ask anything of you. You feel safe haven, secure base. Hey, 1-year-old, that's internally securely attached, which is why therapy first. Then once you are on a roll, you don't do, I don't do personal development, self-help, it's bullshit. You do, okay, I can be that and the Zen master with suffering, or I can put into practice inner growth mindset, mindfulness, and mind sight approaches with Maria, with the tears once they're out, without Maria, and just hearing funny stories. If you're smart enough, stable, mature, adaptive, rational, and teachable, you will learn from any kind of descriptive information I share with you, because you have the capacity, because your body does. And that means you are open to yourself, because you are open to the state of safety, versus the fancy lady, they're trying to imprison us. She's not open to the state of safety. Her first 3 years of life were shitty, so is the fancy man, and they're continuing to do that shit, and there's that. So people who don't want in, they don't want the vessel, they don't want the thread, they're just fooling themselves again, because they're half of a life. Their emotional body is not back online. They didn't get the insula back where they can feel. No, because they first need to go in the fetal position with a person like Patrick Tiahan, and it's not funny, as he points out. And then they might not want to forgive anyone from their home, because they're pissed beyond a fucking reasonable doubt. I can get it. I'm not the broken child. I'm the one who's like, I understand. Good, stand up for yourself. Now learn how to walk a walk and talk a talk. Cusco be Pacha. And I mean, for me, you can forgive, because those parents and those people, and nobody chose anything. Come on, that's not nice. But if you don't feel like it, I respect, because I know Patrick Tiahan, and that I'm the one who didn't go through what you went through. So as a subjective experiencing human being, I will not say don't. That's not nice. I will understand why your anger takes over, and you say, I'm still working my unkindness. I'm still working to actually be able to even say, oh, hey, I want to date you. I mean, this is the part where my 5D mystic masculine friend, when we're talking together, okay, so build truly loving relationships and a life that is true to your heart when you learn to live and love as yourself. Let me conclude with flaws and integrity, mindfully and spiritually, and or one and or both. But remember, woo-woo lady here, and pseudoscience. Let's remember that one too. But I learned from all smart people, and I can tell you who they are. So you get to do this thanks to the capacity to choose. Yep, I want the bonus. I want the inner growth mindset. I want the mindfulness and mindset daily practice and lifestyle approaches that Maria shares with me, and or that I'll be able to get through one-to-one mentorship, or the masterclass, or the spirituality retreats, or just hanging out here and liking and subscribing and helping the channel grow. Okay, so You join a community of 5D mystics, spiritual and mindful, self-empowered, enlightened, functional inner child adults. We all know about forgiveness. We love to love. We love to live. We love to laugh and learn and not cast stones. No characterological distinctions or judgments. We unconsciously love everyone with their flaws. And we know personality disorders are healable. All is healable. Trauma is healable. Cuscos are healable. But if they don't want to be, I love to love. And my baby, he loves to dance. And he loves to love aliveness and to live aliveness and to laugh aliveness and to be in the safety and to be somebody who's going to have a pocket full of starlight. So let me pause us. That way I can actually focus on romance. In the meantime, again, the empowered feminine, she doesn't lose anything because we transmute from the heart. That's why when we see distorted feminines, we're very upset. I am. I don't know the other ones. I can tell you all about it in our next episode. In the meantime, again, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, and others make it happen. Michael Jordan, thank you very much. We bring together functional adults for new stories that heal trauma and allow for those who are wanting to love and live to build genuine, authentic, true relationships. So we're here for all of us that are in the, again, 5D frequency. It's all about unconditional love. Some won't want to, again, love unconditionally somebody, but they will work with us because we don't do unhealthy stuff. We are healthy, functional adults, so we will respect them. And they will respect us and not be like, how dare you ask me da. It will be, okay, so hey, by the way, you know, out there in the world, they're doing a lot of different types of way here. Just in case you want, I'm not sensitive to this stuff, but just in case you want a way to understand what's going on, here's how you could look it up and maybe remember it, because that's what healthy self-worth people do. We recognize that we don't all have great memories like me. I'm not going to remember everything at all, and so you give me a cheat sheet. I mean, I don't like cheat sheets, but a key, right? Those, okay, I'll try and keep it in my pocket or near me because I really don't have a good time remembering a lot of things. So that's how my left mode, it works in some ways, but not in other ways. The right mode works really well, and I bring it all to you. So we'll be back again in a little bit. Like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for stopping by.